witness the birth of a new story, the rise of heroes and the trials of darkness. The world lies upon the precipice of change. Will you stand or will you fall? Prepare yourself well, traveler, for fate is watching, and the stars are yours to claim.
Hello and welcome back to Roll Without a Trace. Roll Without Trace, there's no A in it. My own name, and I forget about every time. I do not know. It. Welcome to Roll Without Trace. My name is Wayne, and I am your dungeon master. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And I hope everyone is keeping nice and warm, as it is starting to get a little bit cooler out here, which I am incredibly grateful for. I know some people aren't, so just stay warm. Hope you're all warm. Yeah. If you're not, go get a blanket. And then come right back. Oh, a very big welcome to the lovely players, and a happy welcome back to Shadow, who is back after missing last week's session. And as usual, our routine things before getting tonight's session started. Of course, the big thanks to the Fifth Swiss, our very own stash, for all the lovely art and animations that you see on the channel. All done by hand, amazingly so, might I add. Incredibly talented. Thank you very much for your generous contributions to the channel. It is massively appreciated. The sounds that you heard in the character bios, as well as what you will hear in the little intro snippet, the little animation that you will hear and see shortly, that is a massive thank you to OSAV Media. And the background music that you'll hear throughout the stream and that you heard in the stream countdown is courtesy of Travis Savoy, otherwise known as RPG Music Maker, here on YouTube and wherever else you can find him. Links to all of these incredible people are down in their doobly-doos down below. Go find them, go follow them, go do whatever it is that you need to do. Show them some love, because these people are absolutely amazing, and let's promote artists, because they're amazing. Just before going into the intros, a little recap of what happened last week, where after the death of Forlan and being taken away by the gardener, the llunarffae of the Eternal Gardens, the party was left fighting the creature that had taken up Blaze's appearance, a fierceness. Doing so and getting hit quite hard at times, but managing to overthrow it at the end. The emotions still not quite fully dealt with. A lot still needing to be processed, with Blaze's apparent return before realizing it wasn't really him. And then, of course, the near kidnapping and then death of Forlan at the hands of his former captain, Argus. Destined, or determined is the better word, determined to find a way through and get themselves out of the Eternal Gardens, the party made their way up to the springs towards the top of the, or not top, towards the more northern regions of the Eternal Gardens, the Fountain Hall Hill. Dasan, without really putting too much thought into it, decided he's thirsty and had a bit of the water. And in doing so, not only was he fully healed of all ailments and pains and anything else, he was overcome with a deep desire to stay in these Eternal Gardens. Collecting the third of the 4 flowers that they need, now shy of only mistletoe, if I am not mistaken, the party started making their way down to the maze. It is mistletoe they are missing, because in the gardener's little hutty homestead, there was a bunch of dried leaves hanging everywhere, which Altari suggested it would be smarter not to take, as to not upset the balance of things here in what seems to be something very akin to the Fey Wild. Making their way down and stopping outside of the large hedge maze is where the last session ended. And it is also where we are going to pick up tonight. But just before that, let's get ready to roll without trace. As we pick up outside of the hedge maze, the 15-foot high hedge walls, laced with long thorns, stand in front of you. Having had a bit of a look around, you see that 3 of the walls are completely solid, and only one has a single entrance leading into the maze. Floor is yours. What would you guys like to
do? As the one who was kind of escorting the team here, I'll just turn to Altari and say, we hear, as you can see, it's not every time I look up at something. There's only this one entrance. Mind the thorns, though. We don't want to get pricked, and then we have to, look for herbs and medicine and things so that the wounds don't get infected. I mean, unless you really want to.
Dasan, I think that's the least of our worries, but thank you for your care.
And just remember, in places like these, every rustle is either dinner or danger.
How ominous of you.
I think we should get going. I mean, what else are we going to do?
I mean, we can take a nice stroll around it just to make double sure there's not another entrance.
Does it make any difference whether we go in this entrance or a different one?
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, we won't know until we know for sure. When we know, right?
Well, if there is another entrance, perhaps that we could use that one as an exit, and we can find it from the inside.
Yes,
I'm going to look around to see if there's any mistletoe lying around at all, just in the peripheries.
Give me a nature check.
I shall indeed. Please be good to me. Oh no, that is a 5.
Oof. Ouch.
Oof, indeed.
It's hard to tell what leaves are all muddled up into these large hedges. You can tell there's multiple different plants, like kind of grown and mottled in, but trying to distinguish what's what in this tangled mess of vines and branches, leaves and bits of creeper hanging down with the thorns jutting out, is proving to be a little bit too challenging.
Okay, I'll let it go. I'm sure we'll come across them eventually.
How high is the hedge?
15 feet.
How high is that in Forlan's?
About 5-ish.
I think the sun was like 8 feet or something.
So
Yeah.
it's less than 2 Dasans. 1.8 Dasans.
Wow.
Dasan, if you don't mind, do you mind if I hop on your back real quick?
I mean, are you okay? Are you stable?
I have a better idea. I can levitate up and have a look.
Where's the fun in doing the maze then? I mean, mazes are meant to be puzzles. They were meant to take you a few days to
Please do not say
enjoy.
amazing.
You need to experience this place, every corner of it. And that would mean to enjoy the mazes.
Dasan, sweetie, we do not have the luxury of time. Otherwise, I would have entertained this notion.
I mean, we have all the time in the world. I mean, what's the rush? I mean, your beloved is here. If you leave, the way the portals work, you might never be able to come back.
But the city
So my suggestion would be, wait.
The gardener.
I mean, it might get complicated. All I'm saying is, don't try to rush things that maybe shouldn't be rushed. Take your time and maybe you get Forlan back the way he left. Rush it, you don't know what you might end up with.
Oh, what? Get him back in pieces?
Or maybe in a different state of mind. And then you come to realize he's not the Forlan that you once knew.
I don't think that's helping.
Entertaining that notion.
Just saying.
You know, there's always the possibility that he wanted to leave.
No,
I don't
he
think that's
put.
the case.
I don't think that was the case either. He put everything he had into that battle. He was just. Yeah, he was just beaten down badly.
Okay, maybe it's the play. Maybe it's this place that's messing with my mind, or just some past shit messing with me. But I'm starting to see a pattern in all of my companions, so I think that it's me.
I give Altari like a side eye look, pull up my shoulders. I don't know her, and I kind of want to just sneak. In my head, Altari is like between me and the entrance of the hedge, and I want to kind of scoot past her and just enter the maze and, leave the awkwardness.
I'm babbling on.
I don't believe that Forlan intended to get himself killed. He was already beaten down. He was already having stress and whatever was plaguing his mind, I don't think it was intentional. I mean, you're the last person on this plane, on any of the planes that he would ever leave behind willingly. And I mean, that much we all knew. You've got to know that.
We'll deal with this later. I'm not in. I need to stay focused, otherwise I'm going to go crazy.
You know, you were there for me. You were there for us, and you kept us strong. Just know that whatever happens going forward, I'll do the same for you. And now I'm going to ask you something that's going to sound really odd, but I know Dasan's gone into the maze now, and it's all very well. He'll probably find the way through. Maybe we can track him from above or whatever, but I have these really nifty little boots, and I can levitate up into the air and perhaps just, glance over the maze, see if there's any, see where the path leads, and I can take you with me if you want to help me map out, the course of the maze.
You don't want to keep that for emergencies. I've got the cloak as well.
I can use it at will, really. I actually forgot that you had the cloak. That's quite useful, but... Visilva?
I can't take anyone with me with the cloak, so your boots are probably better.
I thought perhaps two sets of eyes would be better in terms of trying to map out the maze, rather than just one. I could technically take both of you with me if you just hold on tight.
Or we can pop Visilva on Dasan's back. I'm sure he won't mind.
I mean, should have to catch up to him.
I didn't go far. I just stepped out of the awkwardness.
Okay, he's just wandering slowly.
I do need to ask, you say you haven't gone far. How far have you gone?
Just in and left. They should still be able to see my butt and tail.
Flicks away a fly.
Okay.
Visilva, darling, would you like to go with Dasan, or do you want to go with Altari?
Visilva.
He was here a moment ago.
We cannot hear you anymore.
We lost a rabbit!
This is the worst place to lose a white rabbit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there you go.
Ah!
I don't know why it does that. Sorry, I was asking, what was the Altari wants to fly or what? To float?
I'm just gonna levitate up and see what I can see from above. Shadow's the one who's actually got the wings.
Because I apparently can also have a spell fly, and I have gaseous form.
Ooh.
I don't know if
Well, look
I
at you full of
those.
surprises.
How about
It's
I
only
know we're
up for
just-
10 minutes. I'll just walk for it. But Altari, you could borrow my cloak that helps you see.
I don't know if it helps us see through this hedge, though.
That doesn't help us see through the hedge, but if anything's like trying to hide.
I'm not really concerned about any little hidden things. And, I mean, you already have the cloak, so if you see anything that doesn't look particularly right, or something that looks menacing, you'll let us know, right? Just thinking of how we can... I'm just thinking of how we can get through this faster without getting lost in the maze. And I know that, sitting around talking about it probably wastes as much time, but I don't really want to risk getting lost in there either. And I don't know what to expect in there either, so... Well, the sun seems
do we know
okay.
we want to get to the other side of the maze?
Well, we're trying to get to the middle. if I recall, the limerick said something about a clearing in the center. I don't know if.
Is it cheating if we fly to the middle?
No, not really.
It never specified. And isn't the devil in the details?
Because I can just float around in some gas.
Okay. I'm gonna join Dasan on the ground. You two take the air then.
All right. I can't move once I'm in the air, so I can only direct.
Oh, you
perhaps.
can't move.
No, but I can possibly direct you if I know where the path leads.
Okay,
Hang on.
but then,
How long
yeah, I'll
is
stay
that
on the ground then
whip
rather.
of mine?
Wait, how long is what?
Give me a minute. Let me just quickly. I just quickly want to check.
That's funny.
Can we tie a rope around you and drag you along like a helium balloon?
That's
You
what I
can
wanted to
actually.
do.
That would be great. That's a great idea.
Don't helium balloons go pop when they get stuck on thorns?
I won't be near the thorns, that's the thing. And I'm not a balloon, I won't go pop. I will go ouch.
I think the range is 30 feet.
30 feet for?
Unless that grasping whip of mine.
Oh, the whip.
I have rope.
Yeah,
It
we have
is,
rope.
Yes.
I'm not very sure I'm
No.
comfortable being whipped.
Hold on. Well, still looking at that. Because it is there you go. The grasping whip. The range is just a regular whip, so the range is oh no, it only adds 5 feet as well, so it's only going to be a 10-foot range.
Okay.
Because it just adds 5 feet to your range.
Well, I do have rope. We can just tie a rope to my foot and the sun can pull me around like a balloon. And I can see the path and direct you guys.
Okay. Let's
Oh.
make an Altari balloon.
Stranger things have happened, so why not? I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out my rope, which for some reason I cannot find. Come on, rope. Ah, there we go. I have 50 feet of rope, and I'm just going to make a little loop around my ankle with the one end, and then hold the other end out to whoever wants to hold it, I guess. I haven't really caught up with the
I'll
sun.
hold
so...
it.
Okay, you can hold it. Please make sure I do not float away into the sky. This is very important.
Can I tie it around my own waist so that we're like connected?
Yeah, that's perfect. There should be enough rope for that. Well, there'll be like 30 feet of rope extra, so I think if you take some extra on your side, I'll take some extra on my side and just wrap it around my ankle a little bit more, and then it should be pretty taut enough that it won't get caught on any brambles as we go through. And then I'll just click my heels together and levitate 20 feet into the air. Whee!
As I see you take off, I just say, better hope we don't run into any archers.
You're funny.
You see anything
What?
up there?
What can I see from up here, Master DM?
You see a
Maze.
yeah, you see a maze. Do the damn maze. No, I'm kidding. You see the maze in all its glory, and in the center of the maze you see a little opening, maybe about 25 by 25 feet, with a pedestal in the middle and a large stone slab on top.
I can see the clearing, and there seems to be some sort of a pedestal in the middle. I don't know if that means anything to either of you, but I mean, yeah, it's not that far. It's about, what, 25 feet? Can I see the pattern of the maze, like the pathway?
You can, yeah.
All right. Straight, and then first left.
Then left again, and then left again.
No, that would be going in a square. Unless it's like a weird spirally maze or one that like keeps changing as we keep going through it. Which would suck for the other guys if I'm watching them and then I get stuck.
You said it's left and then a right, right?
Yes. Left and then right. Right, you got that?
Right.
Write that down. And then there's only 2 rights left. At the second left. Right?
Hang on, how many lefts now?
But is it all left?
Oh,
It's
gosh.
left, and then right. That's the elevator all over
My
again.
left, your left.
Wait, aren't we facing the same
I
direction?
was gonna say you're walking in the same direction.
The sun's
Oh.
left. My right.
But which way
Right.
is the sun facing?
As she says, the sun's left, I turn around. What?
That way, and I point.
Oh,
How's the wind, DM? How's the wind? Human kite.
I'm gonna hold out my hands.
The wind is breezy, a nice gentle summer breeze.
I can feel it in my hair. Quite breezy up here. Really fresh.
Oh,
Smells like
Um,
a plant.
Altari, from what you described, it kind of sounds like we're at the wrong maze. Because from what you
How would you
described, we
know?
need to come to this one once we have all the leaves. We're still missing a leaf.
Do you think that's the key? Or the lock,
I
or
think-
whatever?
I think that's the way to the
Palace of
Palace of
Spires?
Spires. So many syllables in that name. Maybe we should
Okay,
check
well-
out the big maze then.
I thought you.
Okay.
I thought you were at the big maze.
No, we were at the maze with the
That's
yellow things.
Roses maze.
Oh.
Does that one also
Well-
have a pedestal in the middle?
No, I put you at the wrong place. I thought you were in the middle one. I thought that's where you were.
Oh no, we're at the yellow one.
Oops.
Okay, well.
Well, that one also has a pedestal.
You guys got
It was
lost
the right
in
one, though.
you guys got lost in communication and wound up at the middle maze.
That actually would make more sense. I was wondering where the yellow flowers were, where the roses were.
That's on me.
I can't believe I got lost.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
guys, we need to go to the other maze.
Sure,
I mean, we
the
can
sun
go
got
to the other maze.
lost.
I know you don't want to leave, and I know you want to show us places, but there are certain things on the stop that we want to check out first.
Well,
You know, we're on a time schedule here.
are you guys really going to leave without Forlan?
We will cross that bridge when we get there. Right now,
Yes.
we are just trying to figure out how to leave first. Once we know how to leave, then we can tackle that.
I just want to make this very clear. I've spent a few
Hello.
years studying these portals. And they move and shift around and close and open at funny times and stages. And
Yes.
if we leave him here, we might never be able to come back for it.
Sorry, Visilva, you came through with a hello.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was saying things earlier, but my speaker thing obviously wasn't working again.
Don't know
Oh,
what's going on
no.
with your Discord. What were you saying?
But I was also just confused about what maze we were on, and then I also asked, is Foundry supposed to be paused, or is that just my side as well?
No, it is currently paused.
Just checking.
Technically on Foundry, I'm at the right maze.
Same. See,
But I
think
suppose
got
you
lost
can't
on
really.
purpose.
You can't trust your eyes in a place like this. Okay, well, we'll have to figure that out once we get there. Right now, our main task is to figure out how to leave. I know that the portals are notorious for moving around. It's just how the Feywild magic works. And it's not that there's only one portal that's consistently moving. There are plenty of portals all over the place between all the different planes. So finding a portal isn't necessarily the problem. I'm pretty sure between you and I, we could find another portal.
Yeah, but finding one that comes here, that's the issue. But, as you said, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, I think priority, seeing that you guys really want to leave this amazing place so badly. I don't know why you would. I think we need to find the fourth leaf.
Well, I haven't gone in the maze yet. At least now we know which maze. Well, we think we know which maze we need to go through. So I'm gonna just gently float down because I'm not shouting at you guys anymore.
Well, we have a few options. Actually, come to think of it. I mean, there's the other maze. Then there's the big forest to the east, which there's a lot of different plants growing there. We might get lucky there as well. And
Let's try that while we're talking, while we're figuring this out.
I also believe we skipped the lovely satyrs. They might have mistletoe for us.
But the satyrs are all the way back on the other side of the lake, aren't they?
Yes, but if maybe they are the only ones who have the mistletoe, other than the gardener who we didn't want to steal from, we might have to go back to them at some point in any case.
Sound like you're stalling.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of places a little flower can hide.
It's a garden. Surely there will be lots of said little flower. It's just a matter of where.
Altari, you're still floating up above, right?
Kind of. I want to start floating down, so I'm not shouting at everyone, but I would imagine kind of still on my way down, just gently like a feather.
Give me
Not the other thing I wanted to say.
give me a give me a perception check.
Why am I not on the right internet? There we go. Perception. Wow. What? Bullshit. I call bullshit. That looks like... I'm sorry. This fucker is lying to me. Anyway, it says it's landed on a 5, but it's showing an 18. I'm taking a photo of this. Well, if it says 5, then it would be a 14. But you tell me what this looks like. Because this looks cocked. Anyway, 14, I guess.
Where is you sending?
On main group. Hang on. There we go.
That is interesting.
How is that a 5? It's quite literally on the side. Unless I just roll it again.
No, it's fine. It's we go with that being an 18, which it very clearly is.
Okay.
But Wayne, she's good with Photoshop.
That quick.
Maybe she had it
Don't argue like
pre-scripted.
this. You can see the date in the picture and the time.
Planned.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's
you,
good too. I preempted this.
you
I can just roll
conveniently
again.
we can see the year and the month. You conveniently cut off the date. You did this yesterday at this time, knowing in
Yeah.
24 hours I'm going to ask you for a perception check.
I do know
Yes.
everything. This is a known fact, so I mean, I'm not helping my case here.
Okay, no,
I
but
can just roll it again.
okay, sure, roll it again.
Okay. It'd be funny if I get a natural 20. Okay, that's worse. That's a 2. Okay, well, 11.
It's fine. 10 was what I was
He does
looking
not want
for.
me
So,
to leave.
on your as you start floating down, you see coming up from kind of like the northwestish side there by the large body of water, heading towards like the heading down south to the to where the centaur's garden is. You see what looks to be a centaur heading in that direction. Remembering you're told by the 2 centaur children about their father who was out and about.
Their dad. I have an idea. I'm going to keep floating down and touch down. And while I'm busy untying the rope, I'll just say to the others, it looks like Papa Centaur's heading back to the kids. And he had some mistletoe in his house. I know one of the kids said that he drinks it in his tea. Perhaps we can just go back there and ask him, I don't know if he has any more, if he knows where to find them.
Which direction did you see him?
That way, but I point because I can't
so-
remember.
Because I'd say you're more or less over there, you would see him heading up. You would see him heading like that.
Okay. Dasan, you were acquainted with the centaurs, were you not?
Yeah.
I mean, the kids seem to recognize you, so... do you have the father's name? Perhaps you could speak to him.
I do. How about we make this fun? How about a race to see who gets to it first?
Sure.
Like all of us?
What are the rules?
No magic.
Ah, fuck.
Okay.
That seems like you have an unfair advantage having 4 legs.
But I mean, come on, I'm bigger than all 3 of you together. This is a lot of me to carry around.
Ah! Where the fuck is the sound coming from? Oh,
It's the Feywilds. Anything can happen.
I had YouTube open in one of my other tabs, so and I accidentally bumped my earphones and I hit it that it started playing, and I just started hearing this dude speaking. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh,
It's the Archfey speaking into your mind.
whew, okay. We're good. We're good. We're good.
I'm
Sorry.
keen for a race. 3, 2, 1, go, and I bolt.
As we're about to bolt, can I use prestidigitation to make the sun like tickle his nose so that he gets distracted by sneezing while we run?
You most certainly can.
I'm already gone. I'm running. You wanted to
And
make
then
it
I'll run
fun.
Shadow jumping
after
ones.
Altari.
Oh, I love that.
Please tell me you have your whip in hand.
I'll say
I'm
with
so
this
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, so Dasan is you start being a little bit bothered by what feels like a constant like swarm of dust just like moving around in the nasal cavities.
Well, I'm not really racing. As they sprint off, I'm just slowly trotting along, sneezing. I'm in a hurry to get there. They don't know his name.
Shadow's sitting on your back, you fucker.
Okay, and
You wanted a race. What? Did you do this just to pull wool over their eyes?
no, I did this to check up on you. Are you okay?
Mhm.
I will give you props for being quite smooth with this because how did you know that I would jump on?
I mean, you've been looking at my back since we've met. You just have that look in your eyes. I've seen it before. Everywhere I go, people give me the same looks. Kind of comes with the name and the territory, so you get used to it. But listen, I know I said something at very bad timing to you and Forlan to appreciate each other while you had each other. And the timing of that couldn't have been any worse. So for that, even though I meant it, and I still stand by that, because, people, especially the ones we love, stuff like this just happens. And if you need to talk to someone who doesn't know your past or your sins and victories and failures and all that, my ears are always available.
Well, I mean, you couldn't have foreseen this happening. You didn't know. So you're not at fault. Okay, so is Altari and Visilva quite far ahead of us?
If they sprinted off, I
I'd
would
say
say
so.
yes.
Okay, so Shadow will actually go and try and lay on his back with her face in his hair, and just running her fingers through his hair because it's a nervous twitch she gets. I don't fucking know you, but you've got. And this could be magic for all that I know, but you've got this way of relaxing people and having them want to open up to you. So, but first, let me make this quite clear. If you use this in any sense against me, or try to make it a weakness or anything like that, I will kill you without mercy.
With what you just went through, normally those would be threatening words. But I come from a place of caring. Sure, I don't know you, you don't know me, but we all at some point in our life suffer loss. And we all react to it differently. And who knows, maybe the fact that we don't know each other is the blessing. And like I said, you don't have to open up to me. Just saying, if you wanted to, I would listen. And it wouldn't come from a place of judgment. Hell, it would be like talking to a wall if you prefer that. Just a place to vent, scream, shout, swear. Please just don't kick. But I will listen.
I'm new to the whole opening up to people. In my past, I had to be the strong one for everybody else, be in control. And I liked it. I won't say I didn't like it, I really liked it. But having that ripped away from me kind of took a toll. So, and this feelings, it's been used against me quite a lot in my past. So that's why I'm leaning towards he wanted to leave. It's the only thing that will keep me sane. Otherwise, I will break into a million pieces and never get up.
That's what friends are for. We support each other. And look, I'm not saying I'm your friend already. Just met. I've known Altari for quite a few years. And I've seen strengths in her through similar situations that I've not seen in many other people. And even just in her, you have a solid friend who's a rock and a foundation. And I'm sure she will allow you to lean on her as well. But don't try to carry your burdens alone when you have friends around you. That's why we form relationships with people, to share our burdens, so that the weight of the world doesn't crush us.
I'm learning. My only relationships I had in the past were beneficial. They were never personal. We each had a mutual agreement to scratch your back, I scratch your mine, things like that. So I'm learning, but it's hard. Old habits die hard.
Well, Altari said that I'm not much for one to believe in fate. I mean, I do believe things happen for certain reasons, but I don't believe we have a set destiny cut out for us. I believe we all carve our own destinies. But maybe she is onto something when she said, I stumbled upon you guys at a time when it might have been needed the most. So, look, if there's any way I can assist you, just ask. I'll be here. And also, my people and the Dryads, we have some history. And I'm sure Forlan is in the best capable hands he can be in the situation he is in. I still believe we shouldn't rush the process, but I understand you guys are on a timeline. It's just with this kind of thing, a lot can happen. But I think Altari is on the right track. Let's prepare to get out of here and then go check on Forlan to see what the situation is there. And speaking of scratching backs, you mind getting a spot there to the left under the just under my shoulder?
Shadow will scratch him where he asks.
A little bit to the that's right there. And Then I just want to tell you too. We probably shouldn't make it too easy for them. Hold on tight, and I will start galloping faster and speeding up until I can get to a full sprint to try and catch up to them.
Assuming we're not there already.
Trying to catch up to them.
Shadow will just like whisper before you start running, thanks, and then just hold on.
You will catch up to Visilva and Altari, who will have already arrived within speaking distance of the centaur.
Come on, Dasan, I know that you're faster than this. You let us win, didn't you?
No, I had an itch on my back, and I couldn't stop sneezing for some reason. I thought we said, but no magic.
Hey, don't look at me. It's probably the flowers. I'm glad you guys caught up.
So, have you introduced yourselves?
Sorry, I just want to check. Silva, are you still there? Oh, yeah, we cannot hear you again. I don't know what is going on with her Discord tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Now you're back.
Aye.
I don't know what's going on, but that's why I thought, let me just check in if you are still there.
Yeah, well, Visilva pretended like she didn't know what the son was talking about when he was saying sneezing.
Did I pick
Also,
up on
when you guys
anyone
arrived,
being
like, what took you
sneaky
so long?
when they all tried to dodge it?
Not particularly.
The check I can make.
It's a little bit late for that. If it was just all of you straight sprinting, I'd say sure, but considering the whole conversation that you would have had with Shadow, that's where your mind would be, not on what you saw.
Okay. Farmy. Am I still sneezing though?
Residual sneezes, but not from the prestidigitation, no.
I mean, Talik might end up offering me some of these herbal tea. Have we caught up to the centaur by now?
Yeah, you can see him. He's still making his way down the path. He's, I'd say, maybe about 30 or 40 or so feet ahead of you or away from you. So you're there. It's now just that approach.
Oh, so we intercepted him.
Yes.
Then I'll just wave at him and call out, Talik!
You see as he
More visitors!
looks around, and as he locks eyes on you, he starts to smile. He plods over towards you. Ah, Dasan, good to see you once again. I see you've got new friends. He gives like a little bow. Greetings. The name's Talik.
Andarana Tiaan, Talik, I'm Altari.
It is a pleasure.
Visilva just does an awkward wave.
Your friend there reminds me of my daughters. quite shy up until they get comfortable, and then keeping them quiet is quite the challenge.
The evil little grin.
Ah, yes, I know that look too. And you see him just close his eyes and just, ugh. You have like a little shudder before he just starts laughing.
I suppose perspectives are different from mother and father.
Indeed.
Your daughters
How-
undo you so.
Yeah. We shan't speak of such, lest I be berated. Now, what brings you to these wonderful parts?
Forgive me for being so forward, but I suppose leaning on your friendship with Dasan here, and considering he's a good friend of mine as well from many years ago, I was hoping we could ask you a favor. Knowledge, perhaps, if you know where we can find some mistletoe in the garden.
I know many places where mistletoe grows. I use it quite a lot myself. How much would you need?
A couple of leaves at most.
He's
5, I suppose, perhaps,
kind of
if you want a
turns himself,
specific number.
flips his satchel over, rummages through it a bit, and he pulls out a little glass jar. I've got a couple of mistletoe leaves in here. You're welcome to help yourselves.
In
Your
exchange,
kindness is appreciated. Is there anything we could offer you in return?
Oh, no need. I have plenty, and I believe that if you have an access, it is only right to share it with those who are in need.
Well, I'll say it again. You have my thanks on behalf of my group as well. May I please take 5 leaves?
You're welcome to help yourself to as many as you need. And yes, you can take 5 leaves.
I shall take 5 leaves.
Might I inquire what the leaves are for?
Murder.
Not murder.
just before
well.
you get your not murder out, you see him give that little and then kind of stops and looks up, hoping to see other people also laughing. And then that sigh of relief when you say not murder. It's like, oh, okay. Ooh.
I say it with a bit of a chuckle, as though this is kind of normal for me. I'm used to this, and give him that knowing look of daughters. I'll just kind of cock my eyebrow at Visilva and give her a little smile.
Please don't get
We're
us
no more than usual. We're looking for the Palace of Spires.
Ah,
We're specifically looking for a couple. Perhaps you might have encountered them. They apparently passed through here, but
which one?
we haven't yet found them. Juliana and Orlando?
Ah, the first lot,
I don't know
yes.
if you encountered them.
Yes,
What do you mean the first lot?
another group of people, much like yourselves. Okay, let's say group. Another couple came through not that long ago looking for them. Also gone into the maze and haven't seen them since. I fear that they too, much like Juliana and Orlando, drank from the fountain and have an incessant need to stay in this place.
Right,
I
but
just-
why would anybody want to
stare at
leave?
the sun.
Oh yeah, we've got our own experience with the fountain. I also just look at the sun. I'm imagining both Visilva and Altari giving him that same look.
I look at them, I look at Tariq, I'm like, the water was nice. I want to stay. The water is not, it's the freshest water ever. It's the smell, it's the atmosphere. Why would anybody want to leave?
You see my point.
I see your point, indeed.
Are you... So essentially what you're telling me is that both couples drank from the fountain and are now under the same charm.
I believe so. I cannot guarantee, I cannot tell you with certainty, but I am fairly positive that that is the case.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry
No,
to be
you-
the guy who has to darken the mood.
Oh, no, more than it already is. I'll say under my breath.
So, like, we've also had a bit of unfortunate encounter, and we very recently lost a party member that was taken by the gardener. I believe the cave in the southeast is the gardener's residence. We stopped by there, but he wasn't home. Would you know how we would be able to reach him?
He comes at times of death. Anytime a creature in the Eternal Gardens passes, he is there to take them to their final resting place.
So murder might not have been that far off of our plans.
But your daughter said you could visit him.
Yes, I visit him when he's around, but the only way to guarantee or assure his arrival is sadly through death. Anytime I head out on an expedition, I go past, and if he's there, well, I visit. If not, I move on.
How often does death occur here?
Not very frequently. I think in
But he
my lifetime, thrice, maybe 4 times.
didn't show up when we killed the big bad monster thing.
He shows up for those who deserve it.
Well, I hope he's not upset that we left him by his front door.
Yeah, he just does not know how to respond to that right now.
Well, consider it this way. It is his... If this garden is his domain, I'm pretty sure that he would know where to take out the trash.
I suppose that is fair.
And considering that the creature was a fearsmith, or as far as I believe, and of Fey origins, it might interest him to know how this creature made its way into his domain.
This is all very true.
So, as morbid as it might be, at least there's knowledge behind the intent.
Fair
To be
enough.
gained,
So-
at least. Well, Talik, it was really nice to meet you, and I'm so sorry that we have to part so quickly, but before we go, you say that the couple passed through here and another couple passed shortly after that. Did you by any chance happen to meet them, or did they maybe say where they were going at all?
Very
I mean, everything
briefly.
points to the Palace of Spires, but I mean, we don't want to arrive and then they're not there either, so...
I do recall, what was their names? The first couple, Juliana and Orlando. I do recall them also inquiring about the leaves. They were seeking the oak. Somehow they missed the giant oak tree, but that's not my place to judge. And the other two, they came through asking about Juliana and Orlando as well. I simply told them about the leaves and that they should investigate through the center maze, and that's when I last saw them. What were the names? Artemis, Harry, I can't recall the name. Something with an A and something with an H. Some weird human name.
cannot help you there.
But yes, I pointed them in the direction of the maze, and that was all I'd seen of them. I don't know them further than apparently just their initial.
So you confirm that the maze leads to the Palace of Spires, and the leaves are a key.
In a manner of speaking, that is correct.
The way I understand it, everything's coming together. The leaves leave the leaves to leave. From what the leprechauns told us, I don't know how much of it was nonsense, especially about the guy being stung on the nose by a wasp, but I am assuming that we collect the leaves as a key, and through whatever fey magic exists in this place, we use them as a key to unlock the palace. Possibly something to do with the maze, perhaps that's where the door is.
I would honestly love to help, but I myself have never ventured into the maze. I have myself got no desire to leave this place. This is my home. I was born here, and I intend
Did you
to
also
die here.
drink the water?
No, I have not drank the water. I just grew up here, and I love this place. It is home.
Well, your home is beautiful, and I'm glad for you that you have such a beautiful place and safe place that you can call home, and where you can raise your family. And again, you have my gratitude for your help and the knowledge that you've imparted unto us to help us go forward. So may the skies ever brighten your day. And it was an honor to meet you and your family. Thank you for your aid.
You are most welcome, Altari.
Mhm.
Go well.
Okay. Guys, I suppose we have everything. We have the leaves. We have somewhat of a heading. We know where to go now. Now it's just a matter of getting there. Back to the
How are
maze.
we
and-
gonna, if they drank the water like Dasan, how are we gonna get them to want to come with us?
Well, you knock them.
Shove them in the bag of holding. I don't know.
I just give Shadow a look like, what?
I mean, we'll ask them nice to start off with, but if they start becoming nuisances, then we simply take the nuisance out of the equation.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I wouldn't appreciate anyone knocking me over the head.
Well, luckily you're a good boy and you have ears and you listen when we talk.
Yeah, but there's still so much that we need to see here.
Well, let's find the couple first. We can look at everything again afterwards. How about that?
Very well. Let's go to
Come
the
on.
maze.
Holds up if they
Visilva?
kidnap someone.
What
I
did
wonder
you
if
say
the
about,
magic
sorry,
just
what did you say
dissipates.
about kidnapping someone?
I said, I wonder how the magic holds up if you kidnap someone out of this place.
Ah,
Like, if it still makes them want to be here, or if it breaks as soon as they leave.
okay.
Well, maybe the magic dissipates. Maybe it has a sort of area of effect. Maybe
I mean,
tempered
what
only
would
to,
it
or tethered to the plane. Like I said, we'll figure that out once we get to that bridge. But I feel like we've got the leaves now. Now let's see how, if our knowledge is true or not. So back to the maze, you guys.
I'm not going to race you guys there again. You guys cheated.
You cheated. You didn't even run. What's the point of a race if you're not even going to move, my good
Couldn't
sir?
stop sneezing.
Has that stopped you in a hunt before?
I've never continuously sneezed in my life before. Not even with straw fever.
Oof.
But, I mean,
It's all that tea that you drank.
coffee. Coffee. Best
Right, I'm sorry.
coffee ever.
Yes. That flask that you
Mine's the
got.
best coffee ever.
Well, hopefully we'll have many more mornings to test that theory. Walking and
mean-
talking.
If you think about it, we can set up camp now, rest, sleep, and then it is morning. Then we
Well,
have
this
another
place
beautiful
doesn't have
morning.
night. There is no nighttime here, so
We
how is
can-
it going to be morning if there's no nighttime?
We can pull furs over our heads.
I am with the sun here. If we're going into the maze and we don't know what is there, might be best if we rest.
Do we not want to maybe get to the center of the maze and then rest there? Because
What if something at the center of the maze that we have to deal with and we're tired?
that is true.
Well, getting to the center of the maze shouldn't be a problem. It's like I'm pretty convinced that I'll be able to figure it out. First try. Kind of my thing. I'm good with stuff like that. Okay. So
Dasan, I don't know how much we trust you considering you don't want to leave this place.
well, I mean, it would suck to leave the beauty, but I kind of still want to check out the palace. I mean,
Palace
it
is
is
still
part
part
of
of this
this place.
I'm just really worried. Speaking of time, can I take out the pocket watch that I pulled off the Fearsmith
Mm-hmm.
and have a look at it? I want to see what the time, if it tells me a time or anything, or just sort of see it, I guess.
You open it up, and instead of seeing the watch face that you're kind of expecting, you see what looks to be a horizon, kind of just like a black piece covering the bottom quarter of the watch. Then up, almost taking up most of the rest of the space, you see a large red moon-like thing, and a smaller white one just off to the side. The large red
Can I
one.
make sense of it?
Sure. The large red one
Oh, sorry.
appears to be almost full. The white one a lot closer to, like, more on the
On the crescent
crescenty.
side.
Give me
On the crescent
a
side.
general intelligence check. Can I actually make
I
it
shall
nature
do so.
if that adds any, if it makes any difference,
I'm just waiting for my page to load.
or survival. You can choose.
Oh, wow. So intelligence, nature, or survival.
Yeah, you choose.
Let's have a look at myself. I'm going to go with survival, I think.
Sure.
I mean, my intelligence and nature are the same, but survival's pretty good, so 14?
You recognize it to be the two moons of Nocturne, the large red one being that of Chandralis.
Do I know which one the white one is?
You do. It is Nocturna.
Nocturna. Do I recognize the time that they're trying to tell, with the one being full and the other one sort of waxing away?
This is only giving moon phases, not time specific, so it's more of a tracker of the moon, and so it would help with dates, not really time.
Not
per se.
time.
Yeah.
Well, the dates could probably help. Not that I would really have kept track of the dates in the other plane either. Now I have another world question for you. Would these moons be something I'd recognize as being visible in the Feywild as well?
In the Feywild, you would only know you'd only know the red moon. However, in the Feywild, it would appear as a regular-sized moon, as opposed to the incredibly large one that it appears on the material plane.
I see, I see. And having spent some time on the material plane, I would have obviously gotten used to the two moons in the sky.
Correct.
I'm gonna go over to Shadow and just show her the pocket watch. So I found this on the Fearsmith when we killed it, and I admit I'm not the best with keeping time in terms of how things work on the material world, on the material plane, as you guys call it, I guess. I recognize both moons, but I'm only like fully familiar with the red one, with Chandrala's, and considering that time is wonky between the planes, would you be able to tell the date from this and possibly recall the time from when we left? Because that's not, honestly, it's not something that I really kept track of. And since, you traveled the seas and I assume navigated by the stars, you would know the skies and time.
Give you props for thinking that I constantly navigate with stars. There's like a compass that also helps, but thanks.
Naturally, but I would assume that, considering your love for the ocean and for the nature around you, that sometimes instruments fail and you got to rely on the nature around you as well. I would assume that someone of your intelligence would know how to navigate beyond mere instruments that make things so much easier, but can also be unreliable at times.
So, would Shadow know more or less what dates it was when we left?
You can give me a nature check.
Oh,
Even if you don't, you just bullshit it. Altari won't know any different.
Exactly. Not Wayne having to find his calendar quickly.
I've got my calendar
What?
bookmarked,
Yeah.
so I don't
That is
need to
it.
find it quickly. I know exactly where it is. It's already open.
Played with it. 21.
See, I put my faith in the right person.
Whew, questions.
Good.
It is no, not you.
Sorry.
You would know it to be somewhere around. I'd say somewhere around. Yeah, that looks about right.
Wednesday.
Because of the moon cycles, it's hard to tell exactly without having like full on studied it and being able to tell the subtle differences between two of almost the exact same stage of the moon. It would be either the 19th or the 20th of Diastalis. So you would know you left on the 18th.
So more or less 2 days.
More or less 1 or 2 days, yeah.
Do you say this out loud?
Yeah.
2 days! I was panicking.
This is what I was worried about.
Nobody to revive him. He's gonna start decomposing. Oh no, no.
I'm really looking at you weirdly.
How much
I'm worried that
do we have?
they gave us 24 hours before the ship leaves. And I know this isn't really that accurate considering that it's just moon phases, but I mean, this time is weird between the Fey realm and other realms, other planes, so I was really worried that if we do stop for too long and rest, even though we might need it, it's going to create more problems for us when we get back.
I gotta keep moving. Gotta get back to Frank and Moon and Lady Marshmallow.
There we go.
So we can short rest, or we can long rest. It's up to you guys, or we can keep going. I still have. We have potions if we need to heal up. If you feel like you need it.
I mean, I'm feeling fit as a fiddle. I've never felt this good in my life. I would highly recommend drinking the water. It's even better than my always perfect coffee. And I don't know, since I've drank it, it just feels like I know this garden better. Like, since I drank that water, my bragging about the maze earlier was a little bit... I apologize for that. It's actually the water that kind of... It's like, I know exactly where to go. I understand the maze. It's like, I know the maze.
I wonder what
The
we
water
happened
showed me the maze. It's like,
outside of here.
but if you guys don't want to feel perfect, then don't drink the water.
Some of us are already naturally perfect.
That's the truth. Look, I don't think that we really can afford the time to go back to the fountain. As tempting as it sounds to at least take some with us. I mean, once we've scoured the Palace of Spires, we probably have to come back through the garden anyway. We can probably stop on our way out again. Depending on where the portal is, obviously, but...
I can come back for seconds. I like that
Yeah, we
idea.
can drop you off and leave you there.
You can come back for seconds, but now we need to go to the palace first.
There might be
Okay.
more fountains in the palace. I mean...
Well, seeing that
Superlated fountain.
I know the way to the center of the maze, I will guide us.
Are you sure you know the way, Dasan? You said you haven't been through this one before.
Like I say, it's like since I drank the water, I know exactly the layout of things. So, sure, I know the lay of the land because I've been here for a while, but since I drank the water, I just have a much bigger, clear view of the place.
Okay, no more games, no more stalling.
I know exactly how to get there.
I'm trusting you, my friend.
Okay.
Another
Why
adventure
being-
to the palace?
Why are you being weird all of a sudden?
I'm not being weird. You're being weird.
I'm not being weird. I'm being honest with you, and I'm telling you, it feels like I have a superpower now, and it came from the water. But you guys don't want superpowers, so I guess lucky
Okay, I
me.
believe you. Well, we're gonna follow you then. You lead us through the maze. Where did my eyes go?
Your eyes? You lost your eyes?
No, come, let's go.
Right. Then as we make... Are we at the maze already?
Sure.
I would assume so. We've been walking.
Then
Sure.
I just want to make it extremely clear, even though I know the way, I'm doing it extremely carefully.
Okay.
How wide is the maze? And how wide is the sun?
I mean, the sun can't really be measured. It's just a giant ball of gas.
Yes,
That is
you
a
are.
very interesting way that I'm looking at you right now. It's all that coffee.
So, in case there's any like viney traps, or I'm checking out for stuff like that, you know, like living viney things, anything that might try and grab
Murder us.
us, hook us, murder us. enchant us. I'm taking it slow through the maze.
I'll keep an eye out as well for anything grabby.
There will be no trickery, no nonsense. You will quite easily make your way through with the guidance of Dasan.
Done.
You find standing in the center of the maze in the clearing, you see a rose quartz sundial kind of sunken into this large slate. The shadow cast over noon. On each corner of the slate seems to be a leaf-shaped impression.
Let me guess, the leaves that we've collected.
It would appear so.
I'm going to go and assess which leaves are in which corner. And then I want to... How many leaves do we need, I guess? I mean, there's 4 of us here. I have 5. There seems to be an impression for 1 leaf.
Correct?
If I'm understanding correctly. 1 leaf, one of each, I mean.
That is correct.
Yeah, I'll take all the leaves out and just say to everyone, I'll just pass them out to everyone and just say, I don't know if we each need a leaf or a set of leaves, I guess, to get through, or if, one set opens a door for all of us. I suppose it's better to be prepared, so I'll hand the leaves to everyone, so everyone has 1 of each. I'll keep the spare for emergency purposes, I suppose, and then I'll place mine in the 4 corners.
Once you have placed 1 leaf of each into the corner, you see, almost very similar to when the garden arrived, you see the leaves and petals start swirling around, kind of encapsulating the entire clearing. It starts getting higher, swirling faster, and it starts closing in around the 4 of you before there's almost this like bright flash of light. And as the light fades and your vision slowly returns, you find yourself standing in let me just say activate. You find yourself standing...
All of us?
Yes, all 4 of you find yourself standing in a short, square little tunnel, seeming to be constructed from red stones. You see outside a lush garden that is enclosed in a courtyard. Behind you, a closed mesh gate blocking the path out. Beyond the gates, you see this colorful haze that occasionally just like shifts, and occasionally you think you can see something in it, but you can never quite make out what you're seeing.
Altari just smiles, because there's something about this that just feels familiar, like the lights of her home. The way the colors like shift.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the palace. Is everyone here?
Everyone is... sorry. Yes, I'm telling you everyone's here, but Altari is asking right now.
Okay, so I suppose we only needed 1 set of leaves. That is good to know.
Yeah, it would seem so, as I place my hand on the mesh behind us. We still had so much to see.
Don't worry, Dasan, we'll go back. There'll be more garden to explore. And if not this garden, many other gardens, I'm sure of it. I'll give him a pat on his shoulder.
Which one?
The horse one, I suppose, the one I can reach.
It's something we have to specify.
As you step out, you see these large, tall walls enclosing the little garden courtyard. You see in the middle this almost glass-like reflection coming off the pool, dancing with the twilight colors of the sky above. Okay, this is just a question for US players. Do you see the actual lighting effect that is going on there? Because I mean, I know I see it. Okay.
The color shift, yeah.
Yes, then I know it works. That's good. You see
Beautiful.
these luminous butterflies kind of flittering around in the courtyard. On each side of the pool, a incredibly colorful bed of flowers and different plants. Sorry, and the sundial is identical to the one seen in the garden. In the center of the maze. A little bit smaller, but the exact same rose quartz sundial showing noon with the stone slate with a leaf impression around it.
This place is beautiful.
Is that a fountain in front of us?
It's a pool of water. Unless you're talking about very far in front of you, but right in front of you.
Oh, no, the big one.
No, that right in front of you is a pool of water.
I'd just go stand in front of it and look down at my reflection. I stick my hand in and I'll watch the ripples. And then I kind of like turn my human back away from Altari and I lick my finger. I don't want them to see that I'm doing this.
Can I see this? Considering that he's walked up straight up to the water.
Give me a perception check. And Dasan can give me a stealth check.
Distracted.
I'm not stealthy.
21.
20.
Oh, it's close, but you see it.
Does anything happen
No,
before I say anything?
nothing happens.
No,
Son, how are you feeling?
it's just regular water. It's not the nice water from the garden.
Are you
This
sure?
place sucks.
Oh no.
I guess we look for the couple now.
Yeah. Are there any like reliefs on the walls or any like? I mean, it's a palace, so I mean, we're in like a little courtyard of sorts. I suppose I'm looking for any kind of story in the walls, if it's anything like my own home.
No, there's nothing in these walls. It seems to just be the walls surrounding
Just
the
pretty walls. Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to make note of all the well, not all the butterflies, but the butterflies.
You can make notes of butterflies.
All the pretty butterflies.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how everyone else is feeling, but there's a weird silence in here that there's this. I want to feel at peace, but I'm also feeling uneasy about the peace. It's like I want to trust it, but I also don't.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah, fucking
beautiful. But are we going to explore, or are we just going to look at our own reflections?
I think we should keep going. I mean, unless you guys want to stop for a rest, have some water. Doesn't seem like this is that magical water. Dasan has already proven that for us.
No, wait, what? Oh, you saw that.
Mm,
Ever vigilant Altari.
I might have seen something. Come on, you know you can't keep anything from me. I know everything.
Well, not everything, but okay.
Not everything, but I say we keep going. I'll go towards the stairs and carefully just being cautious, but not
As you
I don't feel like there's anything ominous here yet, but I'm ready to grab my weapons just in case anything jumps out at me, because this place is kind of like the peace is almost too peaceful. It's like deceptive in a way. That's how I'm feeling here.
as you make your way up the broad, sorry, Visilva.
No,
Oh, no.
sorry, I wanted to say this earlier, but I was muted myself again somehow.
No.
Just because Frank, sorry, so we're still thinking about Frank a lot, but just because the son was okay drinking the water, it could have also been like, one taste and then it doesn't affect you anymore kind of situation.
It's possible. Perhaps not worth the risk.
Hey, I mean, there's only one way to find out. I mean, you guys will feel pretty good after you drink it.
I want to keep moving.
Making
You're
your
fine.
way up the stairs, you see a large arch over a set of double doors, supported by two stone columns that appears to be carved into the likeness of two women, one human and one an elf. You see black letters across the arch that read, "Enter in peace." The doors themselves are about 10 feet wide and quite tall, about 25-30 feet, made out of silver.
Well,
You
I
see
guess it's a good thing that it
the-
didn't say enter in pieces.
You see that the door has no handles, and they just seem to be decorated with geometric type patterns.
So Art Deco. Okay. Enter in peace. This is another riddle, I am sure of it.
What are you currently carrying in your hands?
Nothing. I was just ready to grab something if anything tried
As
to attack. But
as you're climbing the stairs, you're reading this, and as you get to the top, the doors will open for you.
I'm kind of looking around. I want to just have a look at the two, what are they called? Statues.
Mhm.
Just sort of like take in their features. Do I recognize the faces or the features? Are they like any sort of deities or anything like that?
No, it seems to be
Just strangers.
it's an elven woman and a regular human woman. There's nothing.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's nothing special about them that you can tell. Let me put it that way.
Okay. That I would pick up on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll walk through the doors.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and follow Altari again.
Shadow, Visilva, what are you two carrying in your hands?
My journal, that's it.
The door will remain open for you too.
Shadow's got nothing in her hands.
You will have the doors open for you as well. Dasan?
I turn to my right, I see all of them going through the doors, and I'm still busy scribbling down the butterflies. Like, you guys leaving already? And I close the book, and I trot off behind them, pen in one hand, book in the other. It's like, no time to take in the nice things in this place.
Then the door shall stay open for you too.
In we go.
Entering
I feel like there
in,
should have been more to it.
you wait, just move this foot. Entering in, you see the large chamber inside. You see the floors, walls, and even the ceiling seem to be made of this gleaming white marble. On either side of the room, you see a door. Up straight ahead, a set of spiral stairs heading up. There are a few chairs around. You also see the the very nice fountain there. Just the water seeming to be mimicking the colors of the light that bathes the outside of the palace, so the courtyard.
I just look at the sun and be like, the sun, no.
Don't worry, this place is boring already. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's not as beautiful as the gardens. And I don't like the sound my hooves make on the marble floors. It's like I sound like a woman in heels.
Clup, 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 clup.
Yeah, it is quite echoey in here, isn't it?
But how do you guys want to investigate this? We want to be tactical and clear the bottom floors before we go up, or you want to go up to the top floor and then we work our way down? Just thinking that might take a long time because it is called the Palace of Spires, and spires are usually tall things with many floors. I just hope it's not a case of we have to climb stairs for 30 floors and then there's only one little room on top. I don't do stairs very well.
We could just shout.
You know, normally making your presence known is... Let's just say I've read a lot of stories where that's the worst thing you can do, where someone suspects there's someone in the house and like, is anyone there? And then everybody knows you are there.
How loud are you
Yeah, but
speaking at
looking-
this point in time?
Normal voices.
Okay.
Inside voices, I guess.
We are already heard.
A normal voice. I don't have an inside voice unless I need to have an inside voice in quiet situations, which this is not, because they said enter in peace. We are peaceful.
Well, we've been peaceful so far as I'm concerned. I say we just... I mean, what else are we supposed to do? There's not really much on this floor except for the flowers and the butterflies and the fountains.
I
This is
mean,
more
there's
the
a door and
courtyard,
here's a
really.
door by me.
There's a door, here's the door, everybody gets a door.
Should we knock?
See if it's open first.
Can I try to... Can I see if the door is open?
I'll look at the opposite one.
With my hands,
Might as
not
well
my eyes.
Sure. If you'd like to see if the doors are open, you are welcome to see if the doors are open.
I'll knock.
Which one are you knocking at? You're knocking on top.
The opposite one to Dasan.
Okay. Let me just quickly organize this.
I mean, we're not technically splitting. We're still in the same room. And we can, see what's in the room, if it's worth, or if there's any people in there. At this point, we're just looking for the couple.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So then we'll just use. Okay. So we start with Dasan. You will try to see if the door is open, and it very much is open.
I open it and I push it open, but I'm not stepping inside yet. I'm kind of just like leaning in.
As you lean in, you see the floor has a large tile mosaic showing the night sky and a golden wheel that seems to be home to astrological symbols. The ceiling similarly decorated with the glittering gold stars. The whitewashed walls have a tapestry hanging, covering one of them, depicting two female mages, an elf and a human, holding hands. Their free hands raised, producing magic that seems to be causing a large garden to spring up around them as animals and fey creatures watch in awe. Furniture that you'd see in the room is a large bed with two chests. There seems to be 6 comfortable looking chairs, 2 couches, and a wooden table. You can see in one of the corners a suit of oiled leather armor, a round shield, and a well-worn spear adorning a mannequin. 2 middle-aged human men are present, one reclining on said couch with a book, the other sitting in a chair whittling a piece of wood with a dagger. As the door opens, they turn to look at you. Who might you be then? Just opening doors like that. Did your mother teach you any manners?
He was raised in a stable. Come on, don't be rude.
I was not, I would have you know. I'm very sorry, gentlemen. I want to be dead honest. I wasn't expecting anybody to be here, with all the trouble of finding this place, getting in. It's so quiet, peaceful, and almost eerie. I do apologize for disturbing your peace.
We shall overlook it. What brings you to the palace?
We are looking for a lost couple of Julian style and oregano or something like that. Sorry, guys, what were their names?
Juliana and
I
Orlando.
shrugged because she also forgot.
Julian and Orlando. Yes, wonderful, wonderful people. We were supposed to come and fetch them, but then we just found this place so inviting that we couldn't find out in our hearts to leave. They're in the room
We know
across
who
from
you
us.
are then.
Is one of you named Harry or Henry or Harold?
Giles.
The name's
Something along those
Hamish,
lines. Ah,
and my partner
So
is
I'd say-
Argus.
Argus. Right, so I take it you two came here looking for Juliana and Orlando, and right, I see what's going on here. I turn to the ladies, like, this doesn't look good.
What did you find? I'll shout from the not shout, but I'll just call out from the other side of the room.
I found the other couple that came looking for Orlando and Juliana first. It looks like they decided to move in, so I'm pretty sure your couple might have done the same thing, and yeah, they got no will to leave this place. They look
The
very
was
comfortable.
gonna stand next to Dasan so she can also look at them. And she'll be like, did you guys eat or drink anything when you got here? Before you decided to stay?
Oh, of course. We had to stop by the fountain. We got quite thirsty. We'd run out of water, you see. We were told it's the best water in the internal gardens.
Right, they don't want to believe me.
Oh, it's fantastic. You really should try it.
Okay. But is Orlando and Juliana present in this palace or not?
You see them kind of look at each other. Your friend doesn't knock. You don't listen. We have already mentioned that Juliana and Orlando are in the room across from us. And
Shanna
like
walks in.
one of them laughs.
Yeah.
They're doing just as well as the job as we are with finding him, aren't they?
I'm not there. I'm at the other door still.
Having knocked on the other door, you hear it open as you are greeted by two people standing in front of the door. Hello. Yes.
Hi. I'm looking for Juliana and Orlando.
You found. You see both of them standing dressed in robes, bright robes, like, fluffy looking slippers. How may we help you?
You do look comfortable. We were sent by your families to come find you back in Cybar.
Okay, why would they? You can see they look a little confused. Why?
They were just concerned about your safety. It's been 2 years since you disappeared. And
I don't
the
know
families
who sent you, but that's a good joke. We've only been here for 2 days.
Yeah, you see, this place is weird with time. I'm actually from the Fae realm myself, so the whole time thing, that's something that I do actually understand or have come to understand recently, but time doesn't quite flow the same here as it does. Wait, you say you've only been here for 2 days?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that is something we'll deal with later. Your families are concerned for your safety. Back in the material plane, back in Cybar, it's been 2 years. And I don't know if, well, it was, what was her name? Governor Isabella? Juliana, I believe that's your mother.
Yes, that would be correct. That would be my mother.
Look, I don't know much about what has happened between your families. I know that there was a feud, and I know that things weren't particularly grand for a future for two lovebirds like yourselves to endure together. Away. But time has changed. There's so much time has passed, and both your families are concerned for your safety. And as I said, because a lot of time has passed on the material plane, it doesn't feel the same here. And they've decided to put the feud aside and just collectively try and find you. And my friends and we were sent to come find you and bring you home. Your families miss you.
I appreciate the thought and your effort. Truly, I do, but we love it here. I don't see why we'd have any desire, any need to leave.
Well, I mean, there's no reason why you can't come back here. I mean, I can completely understand the bliss and the peace of this place, but you have people back home that care about you, that love you, and you need to also just understand how important that is. And I mean, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your lives. Obviously, you must do what's best for you and what makes you happy, but will you not consider just coming back and just showing them that you're safe? And then you can return to the garden if you wish.
See, we find it just a little difficult to process how everything up top is okay. For us, it has been 2 days. Whether it has actually been 2 years or not, it's irrelevant. It's the pain of what our families have done is still too fresh in our minds. I have no intention of going back. I'm happy to write you a letter of sorts or something to prove to my mother that you have found us and that we are staying here of our own free will and that we are fine and safe and whatever need be. But if our families had truly loved us, they would have stopped their bullshit before it had to come to what we've done. Because what they are doing now by sending Argus and Hamish to find us, that's not love. That is a need for control. That is... If it was love, they never would have let us run in the first place. They would have accepted the fact that we love each other. They would have put their stupid feud aside. But instead they chose to let us leave. And if it has indeed been 2 years, well, then I don't know what to say. If it took them 2 years to decide to do this.
Visilva's going to sidle up to Shadow and just whisper, looks like we're going to have to knock them out.
Look, I understand that feeling of being controlled and trying to make people listen, especially when they do not want to because they cannot see past their own differences, and everyone's actions have consequences far greater than, beyond their own hands. And I understand the need to venture off on a new adventure, find your own path. And I commend you for that. You've absolutely done that. And what you found is beautiful. What you have with each other is truly priceless. I would never try to take that away from you. But what I'm also trying to say is it hasn't been 2 years. 2 years haven't just passed now that, they've tried to find you. They've been looking for you this entire time. You've came through a portal into another plane. This is not the material plane. That is why the time difference has been so vast. And they haven't been able to find you because magic has been at play here. And you're under the effects of this place. And yes, it's beautiful. Yes, you want to stay. I don't fault you for that. I would too. And not with even having drank the waters here. But you're running away. You're not creating a new life. You're running away from a life that you're not even trying to change. I mean, your families have set aside their differences and come together to try and find you to make sure you are okay. They should have done it sooner. I absolutely agree. And it's a shame that they didn't. And unfortunately, I'm going to bring up the cliche of you don't know what you've got until you don't have it anymore. But we've all experienced loss. We've all experienced some form of trauma, some closer, more recent than we want to admit. But your family is still here. They still want you around, and they know that they've done wrong. They know that this feud has affected not only you, but everyone. And as long as they're breathing, as long as there is life, there should still be hope to change. Do you not believe in that? Do you not believe that your families can live peacefully side by side?
Look, I do truly commend your effort. I am also so sorry that you have wasted your time and that my mother has wasted your energy and resources sending you here. But nothing you can say will convince me to leave this place. This is my home. Orlando and I are free here. Neither of us have any intention of returning home. As I've said, I'll happily write you a letter. I've got my seals with me. I will use my own seal. But my mother will know it is a letter from me, not a forgery. I have no intention to leave, and neither does Orlando.
If that is all that you can offer, I will accept the letters. But I will still keep trying to break this charm over you.
Give me an insight check.
$22.
You can see that these two are like set in stone. Nothing you can say without breaking the charm. There's literally you can see nothing you say is going to convince these two to change their minds.
I figured as much.
I'm gonna have to learn how to break a charm.
Well, I shall gather my things. I shall write you a letter. In the meantime, do feel free to have a look around the rest of the palace. I do recommend heading up to the top. It's a lovely little resting place of the founders of the garden. Their tomb lies up there for Carowin and Porphyra. It's a
Are they
beautiful
the
thing to
people
see.
that created this place?
They are indeed.
Are they the ones depicted in the statues in the hallway?
Supposed to be. Those aren't the greatest of depictions. They've lost a lot of their detail over time, but the engravings on their tomb is a significantly better depiction of them.
I can tell that your love is strong for each other, and I want nothing but the best for you. I don't know you, and you do not have to take anything that I say over your lives. Just know that we do want the best for you. I understand wanting to find your own path together, and if it's all the same to you, I will accept the letters that you've offered, and I would be very interested to explore more of this palace.
And so be
At least
it.
find out more about this place.
You go and have a look at whatever it is upstairs you'd like to look at. By the time you come down, I'll have my letter written for you. I'll have Orlando write one too for his parents.
I am grateful. I will leave them and turn back to the rest of the group. Okay, this is going to be a little tougher than we thought.
So, knocking them unconscious and kidnapping them?
As tempting as that idea sounds, I think carrying them out of here, we still don't really know how to get out of here. I assume that using the leaves again in the, I suppose, the courtyard would get us back to the garden the same way we got here. But then again, we still don't know how to get out of the garden. So we're no further than when we started. And I'm pretty convinced that those two are under the same charm of wanting to stay here forever. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's an odd situation. I'm not entirely sure what to do except explore the castle and see if we can find anything that leads to some sort of clue or gives us some form of answers. They told me about the founders of the place. Well, the garden in its entirety and this palace. And there's a tomb to these two, Carowin and Porphyra, I think it might be worth looking into. If they created this place, there might be some information that gets us out. Once we know a way out, we can put our heads together, figure out how to knock everyone out, and get them out of here. If that's going to be the plan, I guess we'll have to see.
Present a problem, since it clearly states we have to enter in peace. If we cause a ruckus inside, what do you think will happen?
That is why I'm trying to avoid. Explore the castle, see if we can find any information on the founders or the builders of this place. Try and find the most peaceful way out possible. Worst case scenario.
If we take back the letters, it's proof that they are still alive and that they are happy. It's more than what the parents got for the last 2 years.
That's why I
But
accepted
whether
them
we
writing
leave
the
and
letters.
they get charmed.
All their
We
parents
can just
don't need to
put
know that they're charmed.
Detail.
The parents know that they're happy, they're alive.
If they really want to go looking for them, they can do that on their own time then.
We've done more than anyone else could have done. I mean, those two in the other room also haven't left. They were sent on the same errand as us, and they too got trapped here. I will not be trapped here.
Well, the sun already is.
We will have to... We'll figure him out later.
Well, guys, this kind of worries me a little bit. Because I have no problem in staying in the gardens. The place is amazing, but I can't imagine being locked up like this for the rest of my life. What? I can't hunt in here. There's no trees. There's no bushes. No animals. What? I don't want to live like this. We need to get out of this place to get back to the gardens.
Could hunt your roommate.
The thing is, even if we get back to the gardens, we can't get out of the gardens again. We're back to where we started. So if there's anything in this palace that can give us some sort of direction in leaving in this entire place, then I say it's worth looking. Worst case scenario, it's beautiful and we just get some history, I suppose. I'm really curious to know about Carowin and Profura. If they built this place, there's got to be more to the story. They were probably the ones that enchanted the fountains. Perhaps there's some sort of anything. Perhaps there's a spirit lingering that we can speak to. Perhaps they can, show us a way out. Maybe there's a portal up there. We don't know what we can find.
As long as it's a way back to the lush green grass of the gardens. Sure, we can explore. Hey, you know what? These two guys have a mural or something against their wall, a tapestry or something about these two little lovebirds. And this place seems to be attracting a lot of little lovebirds. Maybe if we can...
Only kidnap one of them.
I was thinking more along the lines of sow some dissent between the lovers, the original two. Separate them in a way we can maybe leave this palace and get back to the gardens.
Getting back to the garden is not the problem. It's getting out of the garden.
Well, we know the gardener has got something to do with that because we still have to fulfill his request.
Well, we don't know what his request is, and we also don't know where to find the gardener, and I don't really want to lose any more friends to summon
You can
him.
always find the gardener. He approaches when somebody dies.
And
Well,
we
who's
don't know if he's
volunteering?
gonna come here. So I still think our best way of getting out of the garden is to be in the garden. But didn't we only come here for these two lovebirds? Clearly they're not gonna come with us. We don't have to stay here much longer.
Hello?
Hello.
No, I thought I broke my internet.
Well, the sun wants to go back to the garden. I want to explore the palace and see what more we can find. What do you two want to do?
Well, I mean, the sun is under the same charm as those people, so I don't. We should really let him have too much of a say.
Hey, I just don't want my own room in this place.
And
Well,
we
how about I
take
make you
with
this?
here.
Yeah. We won't leave you in the palace. How's that? We have
I can
enough
live with
leaves to
that.
get back and forth. I'm glad I collected more than one set. Okay, so how are you guys feeling? Do you want to rest?
Now let's take a look
I'm
around
okay
real
to
quick.
keep moving.
Okay. So we keep moving then. And where do we go but up? And hopefully there's not 30 floors like the sun suggested. I'm gonna start heading up.
Look, I'm not a big major fan of stairs. So
You can stay
Uh,
here if you wish.
I'll let you guys go up
Oops,
a little bit, and then you can just tell me if it's unending stairs or if it's only just like a floor or two.
The last centaur I hung out with liked to climb walls. We...
Oh, that's funny.
I do understand the constriction of being indoors, I suppose. I won't force you to do anything you don't want to do.
I
So,
magically made my way up the stairs.
Making
It's
your
okay.
way
I'm here now.
up, you find yourselves in what looks to be an art gallery. Two rows
which way do I
of
go up?
you are, yeah, you came. Two rows of marble statues standing in the gallery. The just in terms of the map's orientation, the northern row depicts an elf woman in three different poses, wearing either an elegant gown or druidic garb. The southern row shows a human woman in wizardly robes or smart, finer clothing. Two more statues, I should say, occupy the little alcoves out on the western side of the map. And you see on the wall directly ahead of you hanging a large painting showing the same couple dancing on shores of a lake. These statues, a little bit more detailed, have some sort of... Okay, Altari's just gone back downstairs.
Oh,
Hi,
on my
Altari.
side of the map, it's still showing me downstairs, so I'm working my way up.
What?
What?
There, you're upstairs now.
What a professional DM response.
What? Sorry.
These statues seem, while they're in a bit more pristine condition, seem to bear faint semblances to that of Juliana and Orlando.
What?
What?
Did you just
Can
say
I
they look
go?
like Juliana or Orlando?
There's
Yeah.
not exactly, but there's some sort of similarity between them, yes.
Oh.
Do we recognize Hermanus and Iguana as well?
No, not at all.
Sorry, I'm never going to remember their names.
Hamish and Argus.
Hermanus and Iguana is not that far off. I mean,
Well, neither is Harry and Oregano, so this is my favorite thing ever. I want to look at the poses and at the pretty art stuff and see if I can find a story between them. Because paintings usually have a story in them. Well, mine do anyways, so do these.
it seems to just depict them being a happy couple in love. It's more like a memory than trying to tell a story.
I don't like this place. It's beautiful, and I don't like how it's making me feel. I'm gonna keep walking around.
You will see 2 doors on either side, leading to what looks to be little gardens out in the open.
Outer gardens. I want to open a door. See if I fit through the door to get into the gardens.
Thought you made your own doors.
I'm not going to destroy some fancy building.
No, I hope not.
Standing outside, you see the garden bed, and with just like little chairs around. You see one of the many spires of the tower on the northeastern side, and on the northwestern side, one of the spires has a door which you can faintly see some stairs through.
Does it look like I'm going to fit?
Yes, for the purpose of this, yes.
Well,
Guys, I found more stairs.
Okay.
Do any of the flowers here? Do I recognize any of the flowers here from the gardens? Like I'm going through this place trying to match things I find here to stuff that I saw in the gardens.
I mean, some of the flowers will overlap, yes, but nothing overly so, if that makes sense. Like there's a little bit of a overlap, but nothing major.
And nowhere in this place that I get the sense of anything going on like in the Rose Maze.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the middle section. Oh, I can't go through walls apparently. Come now. And just
fragment.
I just want to take out my journal and just like very quickly gesture sketch some of these artworks in my journal.
Sure.
I think they're beautiful and I want to keep track of them. Just like quickly, like 20-second, 30-second sketches, just capturing the gesture and, some of the features and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I want to head into the other room and see if it's identical to the one I just came from with Dasan.
It, barring maybe a few flowers, it is identical. The layout, let me put it this way, the layout and structure is identical.
Okay, so it's basically mirrored rooms.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this room seems to be pretty much the same as that one, also a set of stairs. I presume they both lead to the same place.
Look, if you just like
Anyway,
look up
find
now,
out.
because you like the gardens are in the open. So if you just look up, you will see that the only place they can lead is to whatever is above the room you are in. There's no other rooms that they could possibly lead to, unless it goes down. But if they go up, they both go to the same place.
I'm gonna go up the stairs.
Yeah, I shout across the rooms. Going up!
Meet you there.
It's not a
I'm gonna
race!
go behind the sun because I want to see how he manages stairs.
Tippy toe. Tippy toe.
Tippy toe.
It takes a lot of focus. Tippy hoof.
And we'll just send you up that way.
Not to slip on the marble.
Are there any windows in these spires?
No,
Oh, so I can't see my house from here.
unfortunately not.
Okay.
Is your house in the garden?
The garden is my house.
Ah, so you just want to see the garden. That place really took a toll on you, didn't it?
Best place ever.
Reaching the top of the stairs, you see from both sides, leading out a delicate span of glass arching from the tower door to another spire about 20 feet away. You don't see anything else supporting the bridge.
Visilva,
Stable.
you. No offense, but between the two of us, I think you're the safer one to cross that bridge.
Okay, Visilva's gonna try cross the bridge, but in case it doesn't go so well, she's like turning into gas on standby.
Just be careful, please.
What does the gas smell like? Remember, I have a very big nose.
It smells
What
like coffee
happens if I
bean.
turn into gas and someone breathes me in?
Oh no!
Suppose then you go on an anatomical adventure.
Oh god.
No.
Find out, get your way out the back door.
You will safely make it to the other side, despite how flimsy and rickety this bridge looks. It feels incredibly secure.
Seems safe to some. Come on.
I approach extremely slowly, knowing that my hooves and slippery glass, slipping hazard, and it's a long way down. So I'm gonna go extremely slow across this thing. And first put two hooves and then see if it like carries my weight or like any like cracks or anything. And whoop, I made it.
Yeah, much like the silver, you will see that despite its very rickety and flimsy appearance, it is incredibly sturdy.
I'll try walk over as well. Ah,
Yeah, you both will make it across, and you find
Okay.
yourself standing on another garden. The garden has a flower bed on each side, some with red roses, some with the yellow roses, and a crushed stone path leading to a flight of stairs that rise up to a room surrounded by a large, transparent crystal dome.
I wonder if that's the tomb that the two downstairs spoke about.
I don't know if it's obvious of me pointing it out, but we got red flowers and yellow flowers. Remember in the gardens, the northern maze had yellow flowers, the southern maze had red flowers, and the maze with the entrance to the temple was in the middle.
You think it's all part of a story?
I'm thinking there might be a lot more going on than we expect. And these two lovebirds might have much stronger ties to the garden than we think.
well, oh, what were their names again? Carowin and Profura. Considering the nature of the garden, I think it's safe to assume that they too were lovers. And if they created this place, I would imagine that all the embellishments probably reflect their beautiful moments together. Like the yellow roses and the red roses and the garden and all the beauty, all the peace. Considering the story with Juliana and Orlando, I don't know the connection between why they resemble the creators, but I'm getting the feeling that their stories possibly align. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps the idea of an elf and a human lover was not accepted amongst their people and they had to run away together as well. Finding a safe haven or creating a safe haven where they could be together peacefully. It makes sense to me.
I mean, there's structure there. I can't help but think we should have maybe explored the yellow maze. Because the red one made you sleepy. Maybe the yellow one also did something.
Can I go up to the red flowers and see if they make me sleepy?
They do not.
Oh wait, I'm fair. They are resistant to magical sleep. Damn it! Does anyone else want to try?
I mean, I could use a nap. I take a big snuff of the red flowers.
Yeah, they smell
Big
wonderful,
nostrils.
but nothing happens.
You inhale the
Pollen.
petal.
Anything to do with your sneezing?
This is different. It's pollen. I know pollen.
I would like to go up the stairs and have a look at the tomb, because the two downstairs described that I suppose the visage of these two were more accurate than the statues downstairs, and I want to see if it's as intricate as they described.
As you enter the room, you are essentially entering a large crystal dome surrounding the circular walls of the room. The floor seems similarly transparent. You can even see the stairs from which you came. Although I will say when you climbed the stairs, you would not have seen the transparent. It would have appeared to blend in with the rest of the ceiling. You see in the center a 3-foot high white marble sarcophagus resting in the center. You see jutting out of the top 2 carved figures of 2 women, the human and the elf, lying next to each other, hand in hand. A engraving inlaid with golden letters rests at the feet of the sarcophagus.
Can I read what it says?
I will read it. I am just putting it here in chat so that
Great.
it will be there for everyone. O stranger whom destiny hath led nigh, leave us interred in peace to lie. If thou wouldst deign to grant our request, then fate will move at thy behest. This gift from the contented dead, we swear to grant by our heart and head.
Gotta chop the head and heart out. Got it.
Altari's just gonna walk around the tomb and just sort of like gently stroke it, almost mesmerized. Enjoying the beauty of the place and also kind of feeling the sorrow in essentially what is a grave. Imagining all sorts of stories and all the types of things that these two must have gone through, and all in the pursuit of just, from what she can gather, find a peaceful place to just exist together. And it's bringing up a whole lot of memories that she really doesn't want to reminisce right now, and it kind of brings a few tears to her eyes that she suppresses and forces away. And then thinking of Shadow, thinking of Forlan, thinking of Blaze, thinking of everyone else lost. I'll just turn to everyone else and say, I want to leave.
I just want to ask before you do that, did everyone enter the dome?
Whenever the DM asks a question,
What?
What?
what the?
I want to leave.
Okay, I
There's
first
nothing here.
need to know who has entered the dome.
Hello.
I don't think Visilva entered. She was still in the garden with Dasan.
Yeah, I'm also taught, like, I know Altari has a bad habit of touching random things and then bad stuff
Yeah.
happens. Well,
And I've just
I
got in
know
touch
that.
with
Dasan
things.
doesn't know that. But,
I know you would know it. It's a quirk of hers.
yeah, I don't think I went into the dome.
Okay. As Shadow and Altari exit, as you start descending the stairs, you hear voices kind of echoing in your heads, as if two people are speaking in unison. You hear, "Thank you. We are incredibly grateful for your visitation and for respecting our wishes. Your next wish that is spoken aloud before leaving the garden will be granted."
Careful wording.
You and Shadow now both have the one-time use of the wish spell.
Is it a one-time use each?
Or
Is it a once
you each
shared?
have one.
Each have a wish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
Oh no, there's 2 wishes, but 3 people.
If you carefully word your wishes, it doesn't matter.
And on that note,
What if I want to be selfish?
I will give you a week to think of what you want to wish for, as that is where we will end tonight's episode.
That is a great place to leave it. Oh my word.
See, like I said, no emotional damage from me tonight. Tonight I was behaved. I wasn't traumatizing anyone.
I'd give it a week.
Yeah.
A week to recharge my mean streak.
DM battery. Putting the bats in battery.
Oh gosh. But
Oh,
anyway,
that was wonderful. That
thank
was
you
lovely.
all for a very fun session. I had a lot of fun.
Yes.
And
Amazing.
a very big thank you to everyone who has joined us here on Twitch, or if you're joining us on YouTube, it is obviously very greatly appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, stop by on a Tuesday at 7:30. We stream live. And if you can't watch it live for some reason, videos will be uploaded the following Monday at 7:30 to YouTube, so you've got a day to catch up. There's other things I need to say, but now I have forgotten everything. Links to socials down in the doobly-doos. Don't forget to show the amazing artists and musicians and just incredibly talented people that have assisted in creating the beautiful things that you can see and hear. Their social links are all down below. Go show the amazing artists love, and we will see you next week, whether it is here on Twitch or over on YouTube. We thank you for joining us on this adventure, and we wish you all a wonderful week and a wonderful night from myself and the rest of the Roll Without Trace crew. until next week, good night.